Mr. Shaun Miller, thank you very much for joining the podcast. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. First podcast you've ever done, you were just saying.
Yeah, this is my first one. This is long overdue. I know we probably should have got this done a couple years ago, but it's been busy, crazy couple years for all of us. So.
Well, you probably got the best part of our company out of the way with the mic'd up video back, was it 2 years ago now?
I think it was 2 years. I was still Cape Breton at that point, yeah.
I remember that was one of the highlights of our company because we actually got to work with the Q team and we actually got to do it in the Scotiabank Center. And back then when we got approval from your media guy, and then we had to get approval from your coach, and then I knew you were on board. But when everything came together and we actually got to do it, we were just like, that was the first Q team we got to work with. We just didn't think we'd be able to do it, and it happened, and it was awesome.
Oh, yeah, the staff with Cape Breton, like the media guys there, everybody, the coaches, especially that group that we had there with Grimes and all of the staff there that year was just unbelievable. It was the best place to play I've probably ever played too.
And I remember walking up, like you guys were all, it was practice, it was pre-game skate, because you guys played that night. And didn't you get a hat trick that night?
I think that was the game. I never got a hat trick.
In the Metro
So I
Center.
scored 3 that night, but one got called back. And it was like one of those plays where it was like a minute and 30 seconds before there was an offside, and they review till the last whistle, and it got called back.
No.
So never ended up getting a hat trick. I think my last one, I might have been 10 years old anyways. I don't deserve one at this point.
I remember watching the game, and I was taking all the credit on our Twitter account. Like, Shaun Miller 1, high button magic. Shaun Miller has 2, high button magic. And we're like, the mic'd up magic is working.
Yeah, three went in the net, but 3 didn't count.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Playing in the Metro Center, is it still like, how many games did you end up getting in there in your Q career?
Oh, playing Cape, I played a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact number is, but like just playing in that building for the first time. I remember I was playing with Blainville. I think I only played 3 shifts. I hurt my shoulder. But like the national anthem was the thing that stuck out to me the most, is like, and you just like take that second to yourself, and like, I mean, you didn't make it really that far. You only made it to the Q, but like you're a kid. I grew up in Enfield, so my parents would always go down to the Superstore, buy Moosehead tickets, and then take me and my brother there, and we just shirts off, just dying for that 6-foot sub. Like, and then you sit there on the bench, and everything goes quiet. The national anthem comes on, and then like halfway through, everybody starts singing, and you just get like chills right through your body. And I can't imagine what it's like for the guys who actually make it to the bigs. Like, that'd be just out of this world.
That was the Baron yesterday. Like,
That's
imagine,
crazy.
like the emotion he must have had yesterday when he got the call up.
Yeah, I turned that game on for maybe 5 minutes, and I seen his assist there. So I was pretty fired up.
Did they give him the assist?
Did they give him the assist? I don't know.
I don't know.
I turned it off. It was a pretty direct pass though, too.
But it was. I think there was a tip. It was tipped
there?
maybe twice. So when he
never got it, did he?
I'm gonna look right now on the score app.
Yeah.
So 4-2 yesterday. Colorado Baron. No, they didn't give it to him. They gave him a +1. He had 9 minutes and 10 seconds on the ice.
Oh, I was right fired up. I turned it on for 5 minutes, seen the assist. Said he did his job right. Turned it back off. Went to bed. So.
Yeah, it was. He played great. Like he, for 9 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Though the time he was out there, he didn't make any mistakes. He was calm. He pushed the puck up.
Yeah, exactly.
Played well. Deserves to be there too.
Oh, 100%.
Going back to the Metro Center, the first time you played there, the excitement. The last time you played there, was it the same excitement as playing the first time? Like, was the emotion still the same?
I wouldn't say it's the exact same, but it was like you still get that feeling of like, especially I was in Rouen at this point. That was my last game there. I was in Rouen.
Yeah.
Coming back was just I don't know. It's just like. Just so nice to come from all the way away and then come and have your family, your friends there, and like be able to see them after the game and just kind of take in that last moment. I knew it would have been my last game there. It was just like, I don't know, just looking back at all the times I got to play in that arena. Probably most of them didn't go my way, but it was just being able to have like the friends and family who supported me throughout my career be there and be able to watch me at that stage was like pretty awesome thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I want to go back to the beginning. What was it like growing up in Enfield as a child?
Man, I probably won about 6 minor hockey games my whole career. I don't know if I've ever won a trophy in my life.
At least you're honest about it.
But I think that it's coming along good. That organization's coming along great now, and I see they're winning all kinds of things. But the development wasn't all the best there, and I think at that stage, like my dad was always talking about, he sees these kids out now. They're starting playing hockey. They're 3 times a week. I think my skate was 6 a.m. on Sunday, once a week when I was that age. And all the other kids, like whatever, like the Bedford kids or whatever, we're getting like maybe 3 skates, 2 skates a week, maybe Friday at 5 o'clock. Like parents getting off work. Dad's rolling out of the can at 6 a.m. getting me to the rink, trying to lace on the old CCM tax for me to go out and dart around. Like the development just wasn't great, and I ended up Pee Wee going to play in Cole Harbour for my second year in Pee Wee AAA.
Was that tough, like on the friend group and like the politics side of things, or did you just know it was necessary at Pee Wee?
So my first year Pee Wee, I played for East Hants, but it didn't originally happen like that. So I think they have the divisions. I don't know what they are now, but I believe so. East Hants, Eastern Shore, Cole Harbour, and Dartmouth, I believe, are a group. So East Hants wasn't planning on having a AAA team. They were going to have a AA team. So I went and tried out for Dartmouth that year, and I made the team. And then they announced that, or East Hants announced that they were going to have a AAA team. And I think still to this day, actually, in my dad's closet, he's got a piece of paper written down with all the scores. It's the only thing he's ever kept track of in his life. Was all the scores of the games. He was so rattled that I had to go back and play for a team that didn't deserve to be in the division.
Yeah.
And I think we were out. I think we might have scored like 15 goals that year, something like that. And we like every game against, like you see the Bedford, it'd be like 12-1 or like 12-0. I think we scored one goal against Bedford all year, and I took a backhand shot from outside of the blue line, and it trickled in on I think it was Brennan Hurdle. Yeah. That's our one goal all season. It was just we shouldn't have been playing. So the next year they took the AAA program out, and I was able to go to Cole Harbour, and we went down to the Pee Wee tournament in Quebec, and like we were in the BSR division, which was like I think it's the BSR. It's like the second division kind of.
Yeah,
we won it actually, which was unreal. So, I mean,
who'd you play against in the finals?
We played against who was it? I know we played against a team from Czech in the Czech Republic in the semis, and then I think we just played like a team from Quebec City or somewhere around there. It wasn't a team from very far away, but we were playing with Paul Mason was the head coach, and that coaching staff was the coaching staff that coached Crosby. No. So we got to play in whatever that big mall with the rink in it.
Yeah, we
against
played there.
Against the Pittsburgh Junior Penguins and stuff. So that was pretty cool. So I mean, good experience in minor hockey, but it was probably good for me to get out of East Hants there.
I was going to say, what a year to go to Cole Harbour, because then you get that opportunity to go to the Quebec Pee Wee tournament. You wouldn't have got that opportunity in East Hants. That's sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That's a great, man, that tournament was unbelievable. We went as well, and just the people you get to meet. It's like, we played against like Lemieux's son in Pittsburgh, and like you'll play against Colorado, and it's Forsberg's son.
Yeah,
it's just like things like that, the kids that you just get to meet, and the pins and the whole thing, and just you feel like a pro for the first time.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah, 100%. And then after that, what was the transition like into? I saw that you went and played Cole Harbour Midget as well, but before that, you were at.
Yeah, so I was going to school at Newbridge Academy, playing for Cole Harbour and East Hants. I went there in grade 4. I was like one of the first original students at that school. I think there was grades 3 to 8 in my classroom, so there was just like 5 computers. Grades 3 to 8, we just got like. So we got 4 or 5 textbooks. One was math, one was science. And you just finish your textbook, you were done the year. You got to go to the next grade. So, like, I was doing that, playing hockey, and then was playing Bantam for the Newbridge Academy Senators. But they were just like a sponsor of the team.
Was Ants on there yet?
No, he wasn't. No, it was Patty Flynn when I was a coach there. And then 2 years there, went to Cole Harbour, played first year in Cole Harbour, broke my arm halfway through. Just got back in time for the Canada Games. I think I had like 2 weeks in between getting back and then going to the Canada Games, and then was able to pull off pretty good Canada Games and Q Combine, and then I was able to spark into the Q from there.
How much fun was it? I guess I shouldn't say fun, but going to Blainville your first year, leaving home, was that tough?
It was crazy. I remember I don't know, from East Hants, I'm not a city boy at all. I live here now just because I go to school, but at this point, never really spent any time in the city unless I was in for a game and out. And I just got a couple emails. It was my flight and an address. So it was just my flight and an address.
That's exciting though.
And then said take a taxi and keep the receipt. Well, I've never taken a flight by myself. I've never taken a taxi by myself. Why would I? I don't even know if there is taxis in East Hants. and then I just got an address. So I'm going to this billet family. I don't know their names. I don't know anything. So I get on this flight, fly out, figure everything out. Whatever. It's not that hard. Got a taxi, got to the place, and I sit there and I ring the door. I'm in Montreal or Blainville, pretty much Montreal. Yeah. Ringing the doorbell, and no one's answering me. I don't know what to do. I got one contact. He's not answering his phone. These people aren't home. I sat out on the porch for 4 hours, no one home, and then they get home, couldn't speak a word of English, and I don't know a word of French. Like I couldn't count to 10 right now in French. Like it was just one of the most traumatizing days of my life. And then I had to get up the next morning and practice. Like it was brutal. I think I had a piece of dark chocolate and almond for breakfast. I was so nervous. Like it was tough.
So you're 16.
I was 16. Yeah, yeah, it was brutal. Like my parents just like whatever, just you're going. It should be organized and everything. Got there, it was just a zoo for the first day, and then I ended up switching billets out, and I had a great experience in Blainville. It was a tough program to play for at the start, but once you got used to the way things were operated there, it was a good place to be.
What were some of the things that you had to transition into that maybe weren't as easy as you thought?
I mean, I just don't know any French. I mean,
But isn't it a rule? You have to speak English?
Yeah, it's a rule, but that's not followed at all.
Okay.
In certain places, like that's not followed at all. I don't know if even Victoriaville has an English guy on their team.
Wow.
Like they would never speak English there. Blainville, they would speak some English like in practice and stuff, but like most of it would be French, and you'd kind of be trying to dodge in, get some information, and get out. Like it was tough. And then I think the schooling for me was the toughest part. Like until now, like a pretty good student now going to Dalhousie, but before that I was never like a big student. And you go there and instead of having teachers like sitting there like helping you through stuff, you basically just have your online work and you're expected to do it. But in our school in Blainville, so the rink's right here, and there's like a players VIP lounge upstairs.
Nice.
Xbox, 2 ping pong tables, big 70-inch flat screen TV. I mean, couches everywhere. Anything you could ever imagine, have fun as a 16-year-old guy. Or you got your books over there. So my books went into the corner very quickly, and I became a great ping pong player. Like all I did was play ping pong all day, and then it got to exams, like final couple weeks of the semester, and I got emails from my teachers like, "Where's your work at?" Well, I don't know.
But I got 10 points already in the season, so
Yeah,
you're just
yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I struggled with school, and actually, Ants was one of my teachers. Matt Anthony was one of my teachers at Newbridge at that point.
No.
Yeah, so he was. I don't know what class he was teaching me, but some class. He's like, Millsy, he's like, you gotta send that assignment to me, man. Like, I don't know what to do. You gotta send it to me. It's been 3 months. Like, just hand it in. Like, I'll give you a half decent mark. Just like, send me an assignment. Yeah, right. So. Got it in, got through it, and now I'm all caught up.
Yeah, now you're caught up. Yeah, 7 years later.
Yeah, 7 years later, I figured out my grade 10. Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What people say at 16 years old, it's a weird age to go into the queue. Some guys are ready, some guys aren't. What do you think made you ready to go at 16?
I still doubt that I was ready. Honestly, I talk about this a lot. I know you guys had Derek Gentile on here too, and he played at 16.
Sorry, is he good on these? Good. Okay, sorry.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was 16-year-old. And we were talking about this the other day, and I said like, I really don't know if it was the best thing for me to go at 16. You see like guys like Drake played his midget, played his junior A, like developed into the player he is, was able to develop those skills instead of going and getting handcuffed when you're still in that growing stage. I don't know. There's definitely guys who are ready to go at 16. I don't know if I was. I did have success in my 16 years, not great amounts of success, but I was playing a lot of ice time compared to other young kids in the league. But I think it kind of stunned myself as a hockey career, or as my growth in my hockey a little bit. Just going in and when I still should be learning like skills of the game and understanding the game. I'm thrown right into a lockdown system where I'm pretty much a robot out there, and any mistakes you do are just
highlighted.
Exaggerated so much at that, especially at that age when you're playing against. I remember playing against St. John, and just like turn the puck over, and like 3 seconds later it's in the back of the net, and the coach is just like looking me in the eyes like he's gonna kill me. I'm like, man, like I'm not ready for this. Like these guys are like crazy right now. It's way above my head, and I could have been back in midget still developing, and came the next year when I was physically ready. I think I was 160 pounds, like just not enough to play in that league, but I wouldn't take back the time. Like still loved doing it.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, even though it's a wear and tear at the very beginning, you're still learning lessons for your 17-year-old year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It just takes a long time to realize it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like eventually that 16-year, like the habits I created were the foundations, even though I thought they were probably bad for me and I wasn't playing that skilled or like fast-paced game that I was used to playing growing up. I think they were the foundations that like kept me to the player I am today and was able to like take me through the next 5 years and still remain playing lots of ice time. And it may not have been the ice time that I want to play. It might not have been the power play 1 all 5 years, but it was lockdown minutes. It was, I mean, 17, 25 minutes a night, like somewhere in between there. So like my whole career. So always had a good role on teams. It might not have been the role that I dreamed of having,
Yeah.
but I was an effective player in the league. So I guess I'm grateful for learning those roles early.
And how much fun was it being traded to your home province of Nova Scotia, playing for the Cape Breton Eagles?
Man, that team was unbelievable. That trade was a weird one. I didn't see it coming at all. I mean, I'd never been traded before. I basically never even thought about being traded at that point. I was on a really good team and I was playing a lot. It happened to me twice, but so I was in the Batherson trade, and Drake was one of my good buddies at this time. I was training with him in the summer, and he was at the World Juniors, and so was our head coach, general manager, and he's the guy who made the trade. So Drake calls me, FaceTimes me. I'm laying in bed. Oh yeah, like it's gonna be awesome. I'm coming to Blainville. Like, and I had a billet house that was for 2 billet kids. Like usually it was 2 billet kids, but it was only me there. So I was like, oh yeah, like move in with me. Like be awesome. Like we get to live together, billet house, travel together every day. Like I get up the next morning, driving to the rink. I think it was pregame skate, or it might have been just a practice day. I get a call from my dad. He's like, I think you just got traded, bud. Like, I said, no, Dad. I said, where'd you see that? He said, look on Twitter right now. I looked on Twitter. I said, oh, don't worry about that, Dad. Like, you know, there's always stuff like floating around the media, especially around these times. Like, don't worry about that. Don't get my head going. Yeah. And I rolled up in the rink, and the equipment manager was just giving me the paw, and I knew it. And me and Kyle Havlina got traded to Cape Breton. I think it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I cherished every moment in Cape Breton, and going back, and like, you really don't realize for me how good people are back in this province until like I lived out of this province and took for granted like the way people act and just like the everyday manners of people in this province is just so much better than over there. And it's just nice to be able to have good conversations with like nice people in Cape Breton too.
What were some of the things you noticed right away from being in Cape Breton and the mannerisms of people right away?
Yeah, like just people care about you, right? Like, I mean, it seems like in Montreal, everything was moving so fast and everybody's lives were so busy and so hectic that, I mean, there was no real care for people. You go to the mall, people looking off your shoulder, like they don't care about you. And then you go to Cape Breton and everybody just seems like everybody in the community loves each other and they just want everybody to do the best and be around each other. And it's the same in that rink. I mean, everybody from this top down wanted success for everybody, and maybe some people didn't fit, but you still treated them with respect as the top guys, like the same respect as the top guys. So I don't know, it was just full change of life almost, going from that Montreal program or Blainville program to Cape Breton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old were you when you got traded? 8?
I was 18.
So you're pretty
18 at Christmas. Like I probably should have known it was coming. Like,
yeah.
But
and they were good, Cape Breton at that time. Or was it the year after? Because
it was the year before. No, I think Cape Breton was very good when I was 16. 16, they were really good, and then Blainville we were pretty good when. So we went to the finals when I was 17 against St. John, and they won, sweeped us.
Oh. And
then the next year they were pretty good, and I was just part of the guys who got traded out at Christmas. I think it was me and Havlina went for Batherson. A couple other guys got moved around. So, and I think they went to the finals again that year and lost to, I'm not sure, Bathurst maybe it was.
I don't know.
I don't got a great memory, but it was one of those teams.
Yeah.
They made to the finals 2 years in a row, and they didn't win one.
Did you get to play with Igor?
Oh yeah,
you did?
I played with Iggy. Yeah.
How many years?
I played I played that half year, and then I would have played 18 and a half, 19. And 20 and a half with Iggy.
Yeah.
And funny story, the second time I got traded to Rouen, so I had this one I was even more blindsided by. Like there was no talks, no nothing about me. I was playing 25 plus minutes a night. This is the most I've ever played in my life. Sitting there in the basement, Iggy's playing against Team Canada at the World Juniors, and I got half the team in my basement, like in my basement apartment at my billet house. And whatever, I'm just hanging out, sitting there, and my phone rings. It's the GM. So I kind of just like quietly walk out, like answer the phone. He's like, like Millsy, you're traded. And then just like, I don't know. I broke down. I was so upset. Like I was going to my 20 year. I'm 4.5 years into this league, like playing at home. Like, you know, we're just going down the final stretch. We got this pretty good team. I mean, we weren't great, but like pretty good team that could have made a half decent run at it. I don't think we would ever won, but half decent run at it. And I get traded to the other side of the league. You couldn't go any coast
You're
to
in
coast, right? Like I went from Cape Breton one side of the league all the way to Rouen on the whole other side, whole different program, everything. Had to meet new guys. It was a great team over there, but it was just like a deflating situation when I got traded the second time. Finished my career on the other side of the league.
I remember I was talking to Heinem that day for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know about what. And then like an hour later, I found out about the trade. And I thought of you right away. I didn't know you. Like we did the mic'd up thing
Yeah.
and all that, but I didn't know you personally.
Yeah.
And like my heart kind of broke for you. It was like a Nova Scotia boy from East Hants.
Yeah.
It's just like you don't really need to know the guy to know what he's going through right
Yeah.
now. And it was just, I don't know. That hurts. I've never been traded before,
Yeah.
but I couldn't imagine getting traded to deep, deep North Quebec.
Yeah, and I think like me and Heinen have been buddies since like he was on that Pee Wee AAA team that I
Oh,
played
yeah?
with, and like me and him were like best friends.
That's
like
my water.
me and him have been like incredibly close since then,
Yeah.
and we still are to this day. And I think he was blindsided by the trade too. Like he was a veteran there in Rouen. He's never been anywhere else other than Rouen, and he was having a good season that year, and he got traded that day as well for me, and I think it was almost a shock. And I'm sitting here looking at the golf clubs. It reminds me of a funny story about this. So everything's known in Rouen, the 20-year-olds' graduation presents. So teams do graduation presents. Each team does things. But Rouen does golf clubs. So a full set of tailor-made golf clubs, no matter whatever you want, driver all the way down to putter, bag, balls, everything. Gloves,
No.
everything.
What a gift.
Unbelievable gift, right? So I said, you know what? Maybe there is some positives because I just got into golf the year before. Maybe there is some positives here. Like I got to just crush out these 3 months, like get out of there, get some new golf clubs and be set for the summer. All right, so we finish up. We get sent home for COVID. I get a text from one of the other 20-year-olds. Hey, did you do your golf club stuff yet? I said, no, I didn't. No one contacted me. So I texted the coach. I said, hey, like I wasn't trying to be pushing anything.
Yeah.
Just like any word on the golf club situation, like the season's coming up or whatever. Just trying to throw something out there. He says, yeah, unfortunately, you got to play majority of the season as a 20-year-old to get the golf clubs. So Heinem, because our season got cut short because of COVID, Heinem played more games in Rouen than me. So he got to go to Cape Breton. He got the full set of golf clubs. I'm up there grinding in a pair of winter boots in Rouen. And about 3 months later, in the middle of summer, my 20-year-old present comes. My mom texts me. She goes, yeah, you're something here from Rouen. It's just like this box, right? Snap open this box. It was a wooden cutting board with my name on it, spelt wrong. I said, this is just wonderful, isn't it? SHAWN. It's been sitting under my bed since.
Does Heinem still have the clubs?
Oh, I'd imagine, yeah. Yeah. I'm swinging Dunlops around. He's swinging a brand new set of TaylorMades.
Rouen. Figure that Rouen. I guess it's too late now, but
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah, I guess a rule's a rule, but I got
got
shafted out of that
shafted
one. I got
hard.
shafted hard,
They
yeah.
spelt your name wrong.
Yeah, like the cutting board, what?
Like a to cut onions
not,
on, like
yeah,
garlic.
like
a
cut.
cooking cutting board.
Yeah, like, and I'm good for like bowl of Kraft dinner, maybe some hot dogs. Like I'm not cutting on and not cutting anything on that thing.
Shaun.
Oh, it was brutal. Yeah,
Shaun.
I got the real stiff end, but gratefully I got to get out of there. I got out of there early, and it was only like 2 or 3 months I was there. So
See what you do. You're a 20-year-old and you're leaving. You know you're never going to be back to that town. Take a couple pairs of skates. Take
Oh,
some
yeah.
sticks. Take a couple.
yeah,
That's what you do.
snag everything.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
Problem was you couldn't get anything because like I was using sticks. So we were CCM in Cape Breton, and they were Bauer in Rouen.
Yeah.
But like before we were shut down COVID, like the manufacturers overseas or in China couldn't get like enough product sent over. So I was using these sticks. I couldn't even get sticks that I was using, right? Like my regular sticks. So it was just pretty much a disaster. And I don't know, good organization, winning organization, knows how to win hockey games. Not for me.
Oh.
Way up there, freezing cold, nothing to do. Not for me. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Respect for the guys who can do it.
Our listeners are sobbing right now. You're getting
Yeah.
a lot. You're winning a lot of hearts right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, I hope so. Anybody want to give me some golf clubs? Yeah.
Anybody want to, man, that golf club story. Like,
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. But
Yeah.
man, I'd sue. Like, I don't know what I'd do. I'd
Yeah.
be so mad.
And like as a fresh golfer, like you're looking at the new gear, right? Like I'm sorry, I think it was the Sim that year, the Sim line.
Yeah.
Sim driver, like
Golf
what kind of
guide
shaft I
grips.
want, like, yeah, everything. and I'm like a golf hardo too, like just right into that kind of stuff. I was all fired up, so I'm getting something out of it, but look past that now.
Well, I want to let that go. I could talk about that forever,
Yeah.
but it's not a good topic.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about Ants and his presence in the dressing room at Cape Breton. He's the head coach now, but he was an assistant coach back when you were playing. I just wanted to know how much the boys loved him in the room and how much, I guess, it translated into him being a head coach now.
Yeah, I don't think you could have. I've never played for, and I don't think you could get a coach who is more talented as a coach and respected by his players, hockey wise, but also like is able to have that friendship and like have personal connections with guys. Most times you get those coaches who are either way too on one side, where they're just too friendly or whatever, and then they lose that aspect of being professional on one side. But he is just like one of the better hockey minds I've ever played for, as well as one of the best guys probably. I mean, you could get really, and you guys know him well too. Is like he's just one of the better coaches I've ever played for, and that's no bias from being from East Hants. I always tell him the story about he was playing junior B. I remember my dad sending me down with my stick to get him autographed, and he'll never let it go. He was playing junior B, the leading scorer, I think in the league actually at that point, and I was getting an autograph from Ants, and he'll never let that one go from me. Yeah, yeah, he's just great guy on and off the ice, and knows played the game, so knows when to have that professional mannerism around the guys and also when to let it go and be loose with guys as well.
It's a very hard line to balance on, and if you can master it, all the kudos to you.
Yeah, very hard line.
Yeah, and then now that it's translating over into the head coaching role, wish him nothing but the best. He probably might have to let that like fun side go a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
But I have nothing but faith in him to be able to ride that line and do a great job.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. Golfing. Actually, I don't want to get into golf yet. We'll transition into Dal now.
Yeah.
What made you want to go to Dal?
I think I want to be home. First of all, I want to be around. I haven't been around my family for a long time, even though I was in Cape Breton. I haven't spent quality time with my family. And then just come back into Halifax and being able to play for a program that's in the developing stages as it is right now and moving in the right direction. I think it's really fun to be part of a program that's starting to take steps forward back into being a very competitive team in this league. Oh. And it was a opportunity that I couldn't pass up, really. And alongside, I mean, obviously the fantastic education at Dalhousie. I mean, it really doesn't get much better than that in this province, and I don't know if it gets much better in the country either.
Yeah, it's true. Well said. You seem to be adjusting to the role pretty well in the U Sports League very well. You have 18 games played with 20 points, over a point per game. Yeah. Stay humble. But transition seems to be going pretty nicely. Are you surprised at yourself, or do you think you were ready for that league?
I think I was ready. Honestly, I think COVID, for me, was, maybe a blessing for my career. I was able to take some time off and like all of us and step back, and it made me realize really how much I do love this game. And I think it's easy sometimes when you're playing junior to take it almost as a job or just take it too seriously and forget that there is fun behind it. And I think now I'm able to step back and realize that it's a lot of fun to play this game, and when you're playing having fun and you have confidence, it's a lot easier to succeed.
Yeah. What do you think about Don's as a coach? You must like him. Must put a lot of faith in you.
Oh yeah, I love him. He's a very knowledgeable coach, and he's just one of those guys like Ants too. He's just great to be around. He's easy going in the room, but when it's game time, he turns that switch, and all the guys have so much respect for him that when it's time to turn that switch on for the game, we all turn it, and we got all the faith behind what he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys find how do you find the balance between school and hockey?
I think I was lucky because last year we were just practicing. I didn't play one game last year, so it was my first year as a full-time university student, and then I was just practicing, so I didn't have to mix that full schedule in, like playing games and going to school. So now this year, I understand what I have to do to get my schoolwork done, and then I'm just adding 2 or 3 games a week, which is easy. So it's just time management. It hasn't been too hard, but I can imagine if you were going from your 20-year-old junior where you're barely doing any school, and then you're throwing school on top of that hockey, full-time school, it would be a lot. But I think we were blessed, especially my age group first coming into university. It was easy to move in.
What they say about the league, the AUS league, should I say AUS or U Sports? U Sports?
AUS.
AUS?
I guess so. I mean, it's technically both. I guess it's U Sports all over the country, but it's AUS, the division we're playing in.
Okay, so
yeah,
I'll call it
AUS.
AUS.
Yeah.
So they say, and it is true, it's the best hockey around here.
Yeah.
On the cusp of professional hockey, if not better than some leagues over in Europe.
Yeah, definitely.
How do you feel, like game in and game out in the queue? I'm sure maybe there might be a couple games off where there's teams that aren't the best and you're able to not dominate, but it's a lighter game.
Yeah.
I heard in the AUS there's no such thing as a game off.
No.
And the division's tighter, and you're not playing against teenagers, you're playing against men every single night.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you could have a story about that, maybe about how like each and every game you're playing, it's a battle physically and I guess mentally too, because you're going into a game where every game is tight and you can't take a game off.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the CHL, I think we play 68 or whatever that number is, and I think 33 or somewhere 32. I don't know the exact numbers games a year, so there's really no time to take games off. First of all, which makes it stressful already. But then you're not taking any 16-year-olds like me when I was a kid out there. You just get run over, and it was basically a fucking power play. So like you can't take a game off, first of all, and then you're playing against all men. Yeah. And these guys are, and I think people look past this league, but it's all guys who are high-end players in the Quebec League, Ontario League, Western League that just didn't make that step to go and get drafted to the NHL. And some of them are drafted, but some of them didn't get that step to go sign a contract. And everybody's right there. And it's an unbelievable league. And I think all of our games and everybody who comes and watches our games now are talking about how great of an atmosphere it is, how intense the games is. It shows like a little bit more of the old school style, but also that new school skill as well is starting to mix in again. And anybody who comes is loving it. And I just encourage anybody to give it at least one shot. I can guarantee they're going to like it.
What's the conversation in the room at Dalhousie? I'm assuming it's the same conversation across the league, but what are guys' goals with this league? Is it to go play pro? Is it to go have a job? Is it to go start a family after? Like, what's the common conversation within the room? What guys' plans are in the future? Because it is that age where it's like you got to kind of pick a route here.
Yeah, I think everybody has a common goal of getting their education is the number one idea in any CIS room, I believe, or AUS room. But there's also guys like myself. My goal right now is to get my education, get my degree. First of all, continue growing as a hockey player, and I'd like to go overseas and play for a couple of years. I'm not sure what league yet or what opportunity will come upon me, but that would be my initial goal. And then there's also guys who are playing and they're going to leave to go do their master's degree or go be a doctor. So it's kind of individual situations where everybody else is in different spots of their life. I mean, there's guys in our team who are 20 years old and there's guys in our team who are 26 years old. So there's two different sides of it. And I think everybody just over their careers, and I'm still young in mine, they just adapt to what they see in their future coming upon.
It must be nice going into the room too, even if you are the youngest guy, being 20 and just noting the maturity level in the room too. I'm sure there's like not a lot of drama as there is in the queue. There's just like you guys that, they know what they're doing. They've been through the ringer of playing junior hockey, and they're just there to get better and become better people, students, athletes, everything like that.
Yeah, it's refreshing to have a room full of 25 guys who are matured and all are moving towards a goal in their own lives.
Yeah.
Maybe in different directions than the guy beside you, but are all taking those steps at the same time to work towards bettering themselves in their future.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's great hockey. It's just a lot of fun. Physical. There's no shifts off. The fourth line is just as good as the first line, if you ask me. It's just good hockey.
Yeah, it's great hockey. It's intense. Fun. Yeah, and it's I mean, we got a pretty entertaining team. We got some guys in our team who are highly talented. We got some guys in our team who are bruisers too. So, I mean, you get that good mix of physicality and still rough hockey, but then you're not throwing away that skill that you see in the junior either.
When you see guys come over here from the Ontario League, the OHL, excuse me, do you see a difference of skill level from guys that you played in the Q? I know it might be tough to tell from a fan, but as a guy who's played hockey his whole life, do you see a difference from OHL guys to Q guys? So I guess, is there WHL guys that play in the US?
There's W guys. There's a lot of guys. We have a couple guys from the BC. We have a couple guys from the WHL.
Yeah.
Not really.
No.
It's all like, I don't know if you would be able to tell. Maybe if you took a CHL team or a Q team and played them against no team, maybe you'd be able to tell a little bit of difference in game style. But individual players at this level, I think, like develop into their own develop into their own personality as a player pretty much. So like, I mean, if you look at a guy like Derek Gentile, he's going to play a whole different game style than Dylan Boucher, but it doesn't change interleagues like as far as I can see. I mean, there might be a few little adjustments, but it'd be more systematic wise and way guys think the games.
You just brought up Derek's name. Did you ever get invited to one of those kitchen parties in Cape Breton? When he came on the show, he talked about like being a 20 and all of his buddies would come to the game, but then there'd be like a little kitchen party after.
Yeah. I'd say I was the first person there every single time. So I lived, his family home was probably like 3 or 4 streets away from me and Adam McCormick's billet house, my new billet house in Cape Breton.
Yeah.
So it was basically just a roll down the hill and I'd be there, and me and him were best of buddies in Cape Breton as well. So we'd always be down there with their family, and he'd always be up with our billet family as well.
Derek just said it was a dream come true because he just was that kid every day at the Cape Breton Eagles games, and then eventually he just became captain and one of the better players on the team. And
Exactly.
he's like, just a dream come true because you got 20 family members, you have 20 friends, and then if you have my kitchen 5 minutes down the road. So it was just a great time in his life, he said. It was cool when he was telling the story.
Yeah, it was hilarious to see. Like, I played with him there, and I played with Bombas there too. It was just like, and then Sokolov too. But there's these 3 guys who, like, there's love for everybody in that community and all of the players, and then you get those 3 guys or the guys from Cape Breton, and it's just like they have the biggest support group I've ever seen in my life, and the Cape Breton people just love them there. So it was awesome to see that, and he got to come home and play basically out of his own. He got to play out of his own bedroom, which is a dream for any player. I mean, I don't think I'll be playing any professional or semi-professional hockey out of the Keith Miller Arena anytime soon.
The Keith Miller Arena. Yeah, well, man, that's sick. You got a friend, and he's on Dal too now, isn't he?
He's like on Dal.
You guys are fighting for the scoring lead right now.
I wouldn't know if I'm putting up a good fight. I think he's
like 28. You have 20.
He's 20. Yeah, I think he's second in the league.
No.
Right now. So yeah, he's doing unbelievable.
Wow. You guys live together?
No, we don't.
You're living downtown?
He lives. Yeah, I live right downtown,
Cool,
right in the midst of all the mess that's going on there on Spring Garden Road.
What's going on? Oh, you can't even drive down today.
No, you can't. My road's just unbelievable to get. I live in Birmingham.
Talk a little closer to the mic there. Sorry, yeah.
Because I live in Birmingham, I'm like just a disaster right now. But
yeah.
That's city life, I guess.
Has your league been affected at all from the new shutdowns? Are you guys still?
I just seen yesterday that they shut down sporting events unless in New Brunswick, so that'd be UMB and Moncton be shut down. But that wasn't a permanent shutdown. We're not playing right now either. So I think our next game back's January 7th. So hopefully everything gets cleared up and we get this under control before then, so we don't have to miss another season.
We're in the
It's
same
definitely
boat.
a scare in the room.
Oh, we're in the same boat
Yeah.
here because streaming is a big part of our business, and we can't stream games, we don't make money. So
exactly.
we're in the same boat. It's like we need you guys to play so we can work too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So
it is.
are you on Christmas vacation right now, or do you have exams? How does it? What's your life
so
like?
I'm in the middle of exams right now. I got this week free to study, and then I got my final exam Saturday at 7 p.m. It's a tough exam.
What
but,
a weird time.
Yeah, it's a weird one. Never had one of those before, but we'll get it done. Then I'll have the rest of the time off until I think we're going to start practicing on the 27th of December. So
right
I'll
after
have
Boxing
that.
Day,
I'll have that break off, which is nice. It is a long break, and it hard to keep in shape. But I guess we still have the ice and try to get out as much as we can and stay in shape. But every other team has that break as well.
Does your family still live out in East Hants?
Yeah.
Where are you from? Not East Hants.
I'm from Enfield.
Man, you guys are touchy about that.
Yeah. I'm an Enfield boy. Yeah.
Enfield. I've messed it up a bunch of times, and I feel so. Enfield.
I'm an Enfield boy.
Enfield boy. Okay,
Yeah,
so the family's still out there.
Yeah.
So you'll go back there.
Yeah, exactly. I'll be back out there as soon as that exam's done on Saturday. I'll be out there for the rest of the break.
Oh, that's the
for
best.
sure. Yeah, it is.
What are you studying in school?
Business management.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any desires after you said you still want to go play pro, but any business aspirations?
Ideally, I'd like to go overseas, play pro, gain some capital, and then come back home and be a business owner of some sort. And it's hard to say right now exactly what that is, only being two years into my degree and multiple years away from that ever happening. But owning and operating a business is my dream.
Yeah, I love how there's no rush with anything. I remember when I was younger, and I'd be like 20. How old are you? 22?
22.
22?
Yeah, 22.
And I'd be like, I got to start right away. Like, I can't play hockey anymore. I got to do this. I got to do that. But with you, it's best of both worlds. You're getting your education, and you have the hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
And even after, if you want to go to Europe, dude, like you're under 30. There's no rush.
Exactly.
And you're getting experience. Like the one thing I always preach to these younger guys here that work with us, like, starting a business or being in the business world is all about building relationships and working hard.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that's come to me about how to form a relationship, how to build a relationship, how to maintain a relationship is through hockey.
Yeah.
It just
exactly.
you become not that people that don't play sports aren't human, but you just have a human aspect of how to communicate with people.
Exactly.
I'm sure Don's is yelling at you, "What do you mother,
Yeah,
Miller?"
exactly.
But you know how to take that and take it into constructive criticism and lead.
Move forward with it. Exactly.
Like, you don't think I want to yell at Jeff every now and then when he messes up. It's like, yeah, you do. I'm not joking, Jeff. I'm just joking. But, you do it in a way because you've been yelled at in the past. So, like, business is just great hockey's great for, I don't know, just learning business roles and just being able to have thick skin. It's awesome.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised when you graduate and whatever you do with your life, how much you'll take from hockey. It's awesome. It's a cool thing.
Yeah.
You don't even realize it yet, but you realize it after.
Yeah, soon coming.
Yeah.
A couple years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think just like developing relationships through my whole career has given me a boost already. I mean, just having the opportunity to be here or be anywhere else that I get to do cool stuff like this it may not be a step forward in my business life, but I mean, it's a step forward in making relationships that can last a long time, right?
And it's funny you say, like, yeah, you're up in Quebec, you're playing in other places, then you come home to Cape Breton and you realize right away how the people treat you differently. Like, that's very helpful too. Like, at least I found starting the business here was very helpful, having people here that are like, they're patient, they're sympathetic, they understand if you make a mistake, they'll give you a second chance as long as you do it right. Yeah. So people here are very, I don't want to say patient, but they're very understanding. Yeah. And maybe, maybe if this company was started in Toronto, maybe it'd be something, I don't know, it would be something else, but I'm very happy with this part of the world and starting the business. Right. It's great. Yeah. I enjoy it. Christmas plans. What are you doing other than going home? You're just sitting down watching World Juniors?
Just we do the same thing. Family comes down from the valley, and we just hang out, enjoy each other's presence, and just maybe have a few cans and relax for the break. Just enjoy being home, relaxing. Everybody's got some time off, so just look forward to seeing everybody. It's very rare. I mean, 3 of my cousins are one of them lives in Toronto. One's attending SMU. One of them's in NSCC. So it's just hard to get everybody together. And my brother's working all over. It's hard to get everybody back together. So just look forward to seeing everybody and spending some time not having to think about school or hockey for a little bit.
Have you paid for a golf membership yet for the summer?
I have not. I got to figure that out. It's golf in this province right now is pretty damn impossible to find a membership that you're going to be able to get tee times booked immediately.
I saw you at Penn Hills a lot last year.
Yeah, so all my buddies are out there. I'm not sure what their plans are this year. All my buddies from home are out there. I'm not sure if I'll be out there. I spend a lot of time in Halifax, so it's hard for me. It's a decent travel out there, so I'm not sure. I like going in, getting my round in, and getting out, and not having to travel too much. But also Granite Springs is I think they have a long wait list though, don't they?
Yeah, they do. You just got to know someone.
It's hard to get a place. I mean, I was at Oakfield before. It was just too hard to get a tee time, and I was working there before, so. All my buddies left, so I just kind of left with them.
That's the thing. You got to find buddies to go with.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard. And it's one to get me on a wait list and get me a membership. But if I don't have anybody to play with, I mean, it's hard. Yeah. So it's hard to get all the guys, and golf's so busy nowadays around here.
Oh man, it's
and
consumed.
I'm part of that problem. I'm a new golfer too. So
when did you start taking it fully? You said Rouen.
I started. Yeah, so it would have been
2-3 years ago.
2 years ago, I would have started playing.
COVID.
Yeah. COVID, yeah. I was one of those ass that came in and took everybody's tee times, and now I complain about them, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm on the same boat as you.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm addicted to it. I'd probably 40 rounds a year plus, so I get it in as much as I can.
What's your best score last year?
Last year, probably a 71. Last year, 71. Yeah,
dude. And you just started 2 years ago.
Yeah. But I'm an addict to it, so just been at the simulators probably twice a week for the last 3 weeks too. I'm always trying to get better at it, and it's just one of those things. I got a pretty addictive personality to sports. So once when I first started playing, I was pretty trash, and it's just I don't like accepting that I'm bad at things. So I just work at it until I get half decent. So
you're a golf sicko, is what they call it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got that bug.
And the Cape Breton ties. Have you been up to Cabot at all?
Yeah, I played Cabot. When they had that deal on 2 years ago, whatever that deal was, we went out and played 2 rounds. We played. Oh, it was the most unbelievable golf trip I've been on. I think it was 27, not a cloud in the sky both days. It was just unbelievable. I think it actually rained. It rained on us on the 18 green on our second day, and it was almost refreshing. Yeah, it was almost refreshing. Yeah. I got in the car and went home. It was just perfect weather, no wind up there. Like, I don't know if you could have it on 2 better days.
What is it that's so magical about this place? I've never been, but every time I got
Never
a buddy
been.
that comes back, they just go, it's out of a movie. Like, what
It's
was
like-
it about you that just
Pretty cliche, but it's like it's almost hard to explain till you go there. Like you almost feel like you're on a like different planet. Like, just like, especially those 2 days, like not a cloud in the sky. Like, you're on the coastline. Like, the waves are going. There's that beach there. Like, my girlfriend went down to the beach. Like, it was just so relaxing, and the course is obviously just pristine, and it's just like almost a different style of golf too than we play around here.
yeah,
It was just
fairways or carpet?
it's just like everything's as good as you would think it is, and then that much better. It's just hard to explain how nice it is, and like just like same as all Cape Breton, welcoming people there. You'd think you're going to your number one course in Canada. It'd be a little bit, I mean, the golf hardos, like the traditionalists, but everybody's so welcome. Like, especially at that time when you had no one traveling in, it was just the locals going to play. It was just unbelievable experience.
That's sick. What's the best part of your game?
I mean, it's kind of all over the place. Like, I mean, sometimes my disco stick's rolling and then I can hit it, but I mean, I'll probably say wedging it. Like, anything from 150 in. Like,
what are you hitting?
probably
Gap wedge,
best.
150 or pitching wedge?
I'd be pitch 150 and then everything knocked down from there.
Yeah. That's like, I feel like that's common with a lot of golfers. Like, you're in that 150 range. You got your wedge out.
Yeah.
You
I
just
mean,
get
that first year I was playing, I just big game improving irons and just swinging as hard as I can with my wedges. Like, quickly learned that that's not the way to play, and I mean, take some less hacks at it, sort of cursing. Take less hacks at it and just slow it down a bit. And
Nice.
It's been moving forward since then.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I want to transition back. What time is it right now? How much? 50? Yeah. Oh, are you good for time?
Oh, I
one.
get all the time in the world.
Okay, sounds good.
Whatever works for you guys.
I
I can stop cursing.
yeah, it's all good. I don't have a boss. You're good. No one's gonna be mad at you. The U Sports Championships in Halifax this year.
Yeah.
I was talking to head coach of SMU Noggs, and there's just like a little bit more sense of motivation.
Yeah.
Within the league. Do you feel that sense of motivation at Dow?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's our goal, is to get there and win that. I think that's everybody's goal in this league, is to get there and win that. And I think slowly our team is developing into who we think we can be, and we're starting to form an identity in the league. And I believe that there's nothing holding us back from being there and competing for that national championship.
What do you think it's going to take to get there? Like, what are some things within the team that you think you need to improve on?
I just think just keep moving forward and keep building on our identity of just being a tough team that's able to capitalize on our opportunities as well. Like, I think it's our building's pretty tough to come in and play in. I can't see teams. I mean, at least the way they react on the other side, I don't think they enjoy coming to our building. I think we got to be able to take that into their rinks and continue stacking wins on top of each other.
When do you go away and play in other buildings' rinks? I'm assuming UNB is one of the tougher rinks to go into in the league. But other than UNB, maybe I shouldn't assume that. But when you go away, what are some of the other tougher rinks to play in?
I think they're all tough. I think everything's got its kind of unique. I haven't played in Moncton's home rink yet. We played in the Dieppe. They were in a red zone at this point, so we played in Dieppe's rink, the brand new rink. So I can't speak on Moncton, but I mean, you go to Acadia, you got the Olympic ice. They play their Olympic ice like way different than, like, they understand how to play that ice. So they understand how to use that space to their advantage. I mean, we don't have the Olympic ice. We have a smaller ice surface at the Forum. So they're good there. Then you go to SMU, they got that smaller type barn that they're very good in their building. UMB is obviously just UMB. They're a good team. They're well coached. They play the game the right way, and if you give them any room, they take it and they put it in your net. So all the teams are tough to play in their arenas. I mean, I think that's a big part of this league as well, is guys are doing school and they're busy in their personal life as well as hockey. And then you get on the bus and you travel game day everywhere. So you're never going to a hotel the night before. At least for us so far, I haven't stayed in a hotel the night before a game except for once, and that makes it that much harder. You're sitting there with stale legs on the bus, eating your pregame meal out of a Tupperware. It's tough. So it's hard to get wins on the road in this league. But I think just taking your identity and being able to bring that to other rinks is part of having success on the road.
Do you like the reduced schedule at the AUS?
I don't know what I think about it. Just coming into Christmas break and knowing that I only have 12 games left until the playoffs is a little bit of a weird feeling. Coming from, I haven't played a season in between 68 games in the CHL compared to only 30 something here. So it is a little weird, and I wish it is a lot of fun. So I wish I was playing more games, but don't know how many games are coming after the playoffs plus the national championship. So try to just enjoy them all.
Yeah, like I feel like the hockey's going to ramp up after the Christmas break, just knowing, okay, there is only 12 games left in the national championships right after that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, don't get me wrong, the level of hockey is unbelievable, like I said, but post-Christmas break, even any league, the Q, NHL, any league after Christmas, just gets ramped up.
It does, yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it starts coming down to crunch time where teams realize where they're at the standings, and they're either trying to hold on to those spots or they're trying to build spots up to get themselves in that playoff spot. So everything always gets intensified after Christmas, and then playoffs is just a whole other beast.
Yeah. What is the playoff? How does that work? Is it best of 7 first round?
I am not sure. I have not looked into it
That's
at
fair.
all. So,
Yeah, it's your first year.
First year, just been trying to kind of develop into that. Like I said, understanding, doing the school, doing the practices, doing the training, doing the games. So I haven't looked far into the playoffs yet, but I imagine it'd be 4 to 7. It might be 3 to 5 for the first round, or I'm not quite sure. I'd like for it to be 4 to 7 so we get some extra games in.
When you guys travel, like, and play other teams, do you guys go with the women's team and like the women's team plays first?
No.
No.
I think we're on like pretty close to the same schedules, but we definitely don't travel with them.
I thought that was a thing in the AUS. Like the women's team went with the men's, and then the women's team just played first.
Yeah,
maybe I could be completely wrong.
They might be playing like a day before us or however that works, but I think we're just, as far as
basketball, they
do that. Yeah. So in hockey, I mean, we got a pretty large team too. Like, so we be filling out that whole bus, and then we just play like as far as I know, it's just us playing up there right now.
I guess you guys have like practice squad players too and stuff.
Yeah,
that are with you as well.
we got a ton of players practicing every day. So we got a great amount of guys, good guys in the room.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Advice to someone coming up through the Q ranks, maybe that's a little bit younger, like in the scenario of you 16, maybe 17 years old, and is looking to carve out a path all the way till they're 20 years old. Because, what is it? 3 guys are only allowed on a Q team when they're 20 years old. That's a rare. It's not.
Yeah.
Not everyone can do it.
Yeah.
Advice to that kid.
I think advice to that kid would just be to understand your role. I mean, whether you're that guy who's going to score 30 goals, 40 goals, 50 goals, or you're the guy who's going to be out on the penalty kill, blocking shots, just take in that and do the best you can at your role, because there can only be so many 50-goal scorers on each team or whatever it is. Right? Not everybody can be that superstar. You got to have the guys that play the game the right way and do the right things on the ice at all times.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah,
Shaun, you're the man.
Yeah.
Do you want to thank anyone at all right now for the hockey career? You want to say hello?
Just hello to my family. I'd like to thank everybody, billets, friends, family, brother, everybody. Just thank you for following me and supporting me through the career.
Not thanks to the billets though that left you cold for the 4 hours there.
Yeah, exactly.
Not those people.
I don't think they even remember my name. Yeah.
I still can't believe the golf club story.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We'll have to get out golfing one of these times. We'll get out with Ants, because I know
100%.
Ants I'm always out in East Ants golfing with
go to
Ants.
Penn Hills.
Penn Hills on a dry day.
On a dry day, no wind, preferably.
Yeah, no wind. I love like there in Fox Hollow.
Yeah,
like, I love Fox Hollow's good
I always
too.
struggle at Fox Hollow. I don't know why.
That's open.
Yeah, I don't know why I just struggle at Fox Hollow. It's a course I can't play.
Golf's a weird game.
Yeah, I think it's just part of my mental. It's just like there's no reason for me to struggle at that course. Not a hard course, but I just never play well when I'm there.
It's a weird mindset of a golf player compared to a hockey player. I said this the other day. Like when you're rolling in hockey, you're rolling. Like, you can carry the momentum shift by shift by shift. But golf, it's like, you can have a couple good shots, but your 4th and 5th shot, you can mess up. It's like it's hard to gain momentum.
It doesn't matter what you do once you get on the green, right? You gotta finish that out.
Yeah, but I love it. I'll play it till I'm gone. It's a great sport.
100%.
Once again, man, thank you very much for coming on. I appreciate it. Yeah. We're gonna have to get out and see some games here after the Christmas break. Hopefully, we're gonna be allowed in the rink.
Yeah, I encourage everybody to come out and at least test it out, and I guarantee you won't be disappointed coming out and watching us.
That's the businessman in him, sales.
Yeah.
Everyone, once again, thank you very much for tuning into the podcast. We appreciate it. Enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your Christmas break. Enjoy the World Juniors. Enjoy life. That's it. We are out. Peace. Thank you very much.